Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
Pass to the right, and he's got McBride.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
That's caught left side by the tight end, Jordan.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Inside handoff now to Fournette. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. He'll look to throw.
A pass underneath for Fournette. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Fournette running out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Back to throw.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Commanders are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23.
2nd and 9 now. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Vita Vea breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dime. They'll set up a throw.
Got this complete to Jahan Dotson.
And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
That's a big gainer on that play. And from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
steps away to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Completes it to Hardman. Back to throw again.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's good for a first down. Here's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
A handoff running left is Gibson.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
He's brought down at the 31. A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
And perhaps now close to the first points of this divisional round game as it's 1st and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line.
Gibson diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. So a great start. They force the turnover on the other side, and then take it down the field on their first drive and finish it off with a short touchdown run.
Nice and efficient, excellent job blocking, finds the gap and barrels into the end zone. Great way to finish off that drive.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson.
It's good, and Washington will take a 7-0 lead.
A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away.
And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And work with me here. Is this overhyped or not? You've got a warm weather team on the road in January, and it's cold. What's the deal? Is that a factor or is it not a factor?
I think a lot of it depends on the personality of your head coach and how you prepare for things. And some things you just can't prepare for. If you're coming from a warm weather site, you can't make it cold enough like it is here in this ball game. But what you can do is just tell the guys, dress for the weather, and then play like we always play. And as the game goes along, typically those guys out there playing, you warm up enough that it really shouldn't affect you quite the same way. Now, if that's all you talk about, if you put that in the heads of your players, it'll affect them in a big way. Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. He'll drop to throw. Buying time to his left. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And now off to the races down the right side.
And he will bring this one back. It is a pick six for a Washington touchdown. Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
Carlson now to have the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes the return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. They trail here early in this division round game as they seek a spot in the NFC title bout. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And his throw here is incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter.
Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Boy, this defense is circling early. A pick six there, and they are off to the races here this first quarter.
And partner, when you get off to a first quarter lead like this, it really frees you up defensively to take some chances, really apply some heat. And that was just a tremendous play to pick that ball off and bring it back for a score.
Carlson on for the PAT. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
So out come the Bucs now. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking for, and it's a fumble.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this, and it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3.
3-yard line.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Gibson again.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson
With his 2nd touchdown of this opening quarter.
And the Commanders continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter, and he's got both of them.
Well, he's certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run.
So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Back now comes Tampa Bay.
They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big, this early, but that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. They begin with a run by Fournette, and he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
Well, they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
On the slant, he's got Hardman. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Nothing flashy there. The slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch. And then he's able to absorb the contact to complete it.
2nd and 3.
Locates Hardman for another catch. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. They'll run with Gibson.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal. At the
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
2nd quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football.
As they come up now, 2nd and goal.
One more time with Gibson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson.
On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Commanders are able to widen their lead here in this first half. So what a first half that he has had running the football. That now 3 touchdown runs.
And I would anticipate that when they get down in the red zone, he's going to get more chances as this game goes on. And I think that the guys blocking for him are going to ask for him to get more chances. They like the rhythm they've developed.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw here. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Up the gut, Fournette.
Holding, offense.
And that's on Austin Jackson, 1st-round pick in 2020.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked up by Trayvon Diggs.
Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. Brought down at the 20.
Here's 2nd and 8.
Open man completes it to Claypool. And the Commanders are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. And there wasn't much of a window there, Charles. Had to deal with a couple of defenders, but able to find his big tight end.
And, partner, we know double coverage is a challenge for any player to try to defeat. But maybe it's a little easier if you're one of those big tight ends because you have a size advantage on just about anyone trying to cover you, and you use your body to create some space.
On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line.
They'll try to run with Gibson.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Antonio Gibson
on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Commanders have taken a 6-touchdown lead. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind-melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. So that drive, 4 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fields it right around the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. The offense on third down tonight, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Throw left side, hauled in by McBride.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They'll look to throw again. And his throw is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one's going to fall incomplete.
Back to throw again. And that's incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Here's Gibson to start the drive.
And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line. He'll look to throw. Throw across his body, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jamel Dean.
And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
A shotgun give to Fournette. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. From the 9, 2nd and 5. Now back to throw. This is caught. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8.
Fournette.
A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll drop to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. This Washington defense, they've stood tall the first 2 plays. Now 3rd and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
With the way things have gone in this game, I think they've got to consider going for it here. I realize it's just the 2nd quarter, so they're not panicking, but they need something to give them positive momentum to get things going.
And now the Tampa Bay field goal unit comes out here. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. And his kick is indeed good, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
Well, Charles, I think you'd have to call that a win for the defense after the turnover already in field goal range, and they had to... Commanders are moving on as we say goodnight, everybody.